Hey, Snell Creek Homestead here. We're going to continue working on these hard skills, these homestead skills that we need to learn if we're going to be self-sufficient. In order to keep the costs down, you need to keep your saw running. And there's a couple little things we do to try to keep things running here. First, you got to keep your chain sharp. We'll go through that, the sharpening process of the chain. And you gotta keep your saw running. You're gonna need to keep your air filter. It's probably one of the number one things other than chain to keep this thing running. It needs to stay clean. You can blow it out, and brush it off. That helps get all the sawdust out of it. You can buy a new saw filters, and brand new ones. You can buy them like this, or you can buy them separate. And that's a clean one, so that's what they need to look like. It's a simple fix. Pop that off, put your new one back on. You can also, behind it, you can also change this spark plug. So behind this heat shield and air filter, there's a spark plug. Just pop it out. You can replace with the new spark plug. These you can buy at your saw shops, at your maybe even your Roll King, possibly Tractor Supplies. You buy them on probably Amazon. So once a year, we change spark plug out, and all this just by doing a homestead. I'm not a great mechanic here, but I keep everything running. So I brush this off every few loads and loads of wood, and then try to keep that brushed off as much as possible. If you're really not running good at all, you can get back on Amazon. You can get you a whole new carburetor for little nothing. I haven't looked into the cost on these for a while, but I just went ahead and I buy everything I need. I run 2 saws, and you just need to have parts on hand. When you need saw wood, you need saw wood. So one of your other big things to do is keeping that chain sharp. Let's take the chain off here, see what we got. Two bolts, cover comes off. There is a set screw. I don't know if it's an adjusting screw actually. And usually you can use a screwdriver, or your saw should come with a wrench. Counterclockwise, turning it will loosen that chain up. Pull the bar off. I would always clean all this area real well. Scrape it out. scraper. Always pick you up a cheap brush. So I would always keep that clean. Clean your inside. Work area clean. This bar is getting worn, but always, well, I always do anyway, when I resharpen my chain or replace my chain, I'll take the bar and just flip it over. So that keeps an even wear, like rotating tires. So you can get yourself a, this is Harbor Freight. It's, I don't know what they're running today. This is an older one, so I would say, I think I gave $25 for it. Harbor Freight, and it's well under 50 bucks. No problems. It sharpen your chain. Show you how that works out real quick. Stick it in the guide. Try to make sure you can see all that good. So I set my fixture at 25 degrees, and that should match my chain. And then you got this stop right here. You just flip it over like so. And that sets your where you stop on your chain when it cuts. So right now it looks like it's going to be cutting quite a bit. I'm on the wrong one. There's an adjuster on this end to, it's going to bring it back. So you take less material off when you sharpen it. That's feeling good right there. A little more. All right. Another little tip is go Sharpie. So when you get around this dude, you don't know when you start, when you stop, or what have you. So if you color it in, and color the next one in too. I'll show you what that's going to be here in a second. Plugging it in. Turn it on. You also have a stop right here. It comes down, hits on this, and that only allows you to dig in so deep to your chain. If you're running 25.5 degree angle, that should match your chain pretty good, but make sure you can look at it and see what you need, whatever your make of chain is, but that's what I usually always run. We're going to do a few links. Skip every other one because the chain has to, it's the rake of the chain, or any kind of saw's got a rake. You have a kind of going to the veering to the right and veering to the left. Skip the next one again, back on that one. Okay, let's say we got through that all the way around. You'll have to do the other angle, the other side. So it's got a jam nut, lock nut on the bottom. Loosen it up, rotate your fixture of your grinder at 25 degrees. Go back to that black Sharpie. We went all the way around. I didn't, just for the sake of time on this. So here's the black spot, so I know where we Sharpied it. So I know where we're at, so we can start on next size. Skip one, we're on the right angle. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll start the video back and show you how to put the chain back on. Alright, there's that black mark. So we went all the way around. It's good and sharp now. Let's put it back on salt. Gonna loosen this up a little bit more. It's always harder to get the chain back on it if you don't loosen it up. Get your bar back on it. There's also a pin in this bar and a pin on the saw. That needs to be in there. That's what grabs it and adjusts it back and forth. So we got it on there. Put it back in the groove. Loosen it more. Start adjusting the bar forward. Get that cover. There's also a pin on the cover too. And then flip over the studs. Put them back on. Now what I do here, I never crank these down yet. I do snug them just a touch. Then maybe back off a little bit. If you roll that chain, it'll settle in and kind of seat a little bit. I always kind of, you don't want your chain saggy. I always kind of pull down on it and it feels pretty tight, but it rolls nice. Also, when you're first starting out, you don't really know which way this chain needs to cut. Boy, I don't know if we're gonna be able to see that or not, but the little cutters need to be going away from the engine, so when it comes around it cuts. If not, you're just gonna rub, and you're not gonna be real happy with your saw in there, because it's just gonna sit there and rub and make sawdust and not chips. That's the other thing, when you get sawing, you need chips, not much sawdust. You need some small chips. You'll tell the difference. Start out with a sharp chain and you'll know what to do. This is pretty basic, but you know, everybody should have their own sharpener. I don't know why you need to go to town every time. Yeah, every time you need to get a chain sharpening, have 3 or 4 chains on hand if you're going to cut wood. This kind of goes along with my wood cutting video that we just kind of talked about, and well, just try to make yourself more sufficient. And well, we'll catch you next time. Snow Creek Homestead out.